In the last 10 years or so, Disney have been doing a victory lap of their animated classics by making live action remakes of them, and for the most part, they have fallen flat. 2016's The Jungle Book stands out as one of the better ones because that did offer some interesting changes. And that is something I'd much rather see from these remakes, if anything at all, because at least then it's not a copy and paste job like we've seen with The Lion King and Pinocchio, and who knows, might see that with The Little Mermaid as well. But on the film we're talking about today, Peter Pan and Wendy, it does go away from that original film, but at the same time it kind of had to.
It's a great spoofer.
Me no spoof 'em.
Rightly, certain things have been removed, but at the same time, it has also drained a lot of the magic from that original film, and we get this lifeless load of crap. The first half of this film in particular was a real struggle, the speed running through some of the key moments of the story, but the acting really was pretty bad, and it was kind of like watching a school play. Peter Pan and Wendy does include many child actors, and nothing against them personally. Being in a Disney film, that's an awesome thing, but many of them did struggle, and I think in particular Peter Pan's actor Alexander Maloney. Captain Hook on the other hand, or Other Hook, is played by Jude Law, and he brings that star power to the film, but even he can't do enough here to prise up this sunken ship. In this version, they do humanise his character, and a lot of the second half does surround this, and for some it'll be an inspired change, but for others it'll just be the subtext of that original story being shown clearly in your face. A great deal relies on the fact of you believing that Hook and Pan have a history, but you never really do feel it throughout the film because that dynamic between the two of them isn't ever really there. Instead, the main focus gets given to Wendy, and she really is the definitive character of the film. When compared to the 1953 version, Wendy has a much more pleasant time in Neverland than she did in that one because she's got some friends here. Like Tiger Lily has some lines this time round, so becomes friendly with her. Tinkerbell is friends with her from the off. There's no jealousy or anything like that in this film. That's all non-existent. And I gotta say, with that in mind, Tinkerbell was a very forgettable character.
Who the devil are you?
Don't panic, just come up with a good story. My name is Mr. Burns.
With John and Michael, they're pretty similar to their animated counterparts, but with the Lost Boys there are some lost girls in there, and it doesn't really make that much sense considering the source material and the fact that the Lost Boys are called the Lost Boys because they are boys, and it's not some anti-girls club where they're all eating Yorkie bars or anything. It is because they are boys, and so they probably should have been renamed the Lost Children, but I guess that doesn't have the same ring to it. The overall look of the film has some significant issues, whether that be rough looking CGI or Neverland as a whole not really looking that magical, and I think they could do a lot more there to make it feel like it is somewhere completely wondrous to explore. Like it did feel like it was just some island you'd see in the world somewhere here. Peter Pan and Wendy is a drab and boring film. Some bad films I don't mind watching the credits because it's like a relief that the film's over, but with this film I was like, that's it, turn it off straight away, turn the TV off, then we go for a long walk.
Hey, I'm walking here! I'm walking here!
Somehow this film has a 67% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, but that audience score of 18%, I'm firmly behind that because this film was absolutely soulless. I honestly recommend not wasting your time on this film, but if you have seen Peter Pan and Wendy, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and also if you want to go down memory lane, I have done a retrospective of that original 1953 version of Peter Pan, which is on screen right now.